Are we starting herbaceously? Herbaceously? Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks for the coffee, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh. Welcome back to the Dudeman Duo podcast.
Dudeman Duos.
I'm a little scared today, not gonna lie.
He's a scared boy.
I got a little fear coming. You had an idea, and it's here. You want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I've been seeing people do smelling salts, and I've never tried the smelling salts. And we did a podcast a while back where we ordered 2 million Scoville heat unit.
Yeah, the chickens. That was pretty good.
And we were rating our favorite anime while spiced out of our minds. And so I figured, well, we could try the smelling salts for one of these episodes, see how it goes.
We'll keep them for the pod. Whenever we're feeling a little down, a little pep in our step, we can do a little... But to find out how bad it's going to be. I wonder if it's going to be one of those things that's really painful, and then afterwards it's like good. Like I heard there's like
you want another hit.
I heard there's like a euphoria afterwards or something like that.
So if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but these smelling salts were developed as a way to wake people up when they're passed out.
Yeah,
right?
I think the original case for them, but now they're used for like weightlifting. So the guy that does this brand that you got, this guy's a huge bodybuilder, I believe, and then he uses these before lifts, just gets you like, hype or something like that. I don't know.
Just pumped.
So he does it before a heavy lift. So I think the smelling salts are used for power lifters a lot nowadays. But
point your mic a little bit more towards your face.
But yeah, they were, I think, used that stuff that they used to like crack to wake out people who were passed out. I think it's kind of the same thing, right? I don't know exactly though. So I just know that they're.
We're gonna find out today.
Yeah, I do kind of need it. I'm pretty tired today, so a little pep in would be pretty good. The name is Wait, what's the? We did. I want to know the precautions, instructions. I don't want to mess anything up.
All right.
What does it say on the back?
It says world's strongest smelling salts. Maybe that is the name. I
think it is the name.
Instructions. Do not stick under other people's noses.
Dang it. You want to do it?
Keep away from eyes and face when opening bottle.
Oh, okay, so nothing gets...
Store upright in a cool place. Replace cap immediately after opening. Yeah, okay.
Replace cap?
Like put it back on.
Oh, replay. I was thinking like getting a new... I was like, how many caps are in there? Gotta use a new cap every time.
You ready for this, dude?
I'm not really.
I've heard it smells like cat urine.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
And I'm kind of scared.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a good smell.
It's not a good smell.
And if it's more potent than that... Wait.
I didn't even open the thing. That's just the bag. Oh my god!
That's a
dude. I thought it was just gonna be like the remnants of it, but it like.
That's just the precursor.
Oh my goodness! We didn't even open that.
Oh, there's like liquid in there. Did it leak? Maybe it leaked. There's like some like liquid.
Oh.
There's liquid in it.
Did it hit you the way it hit me?
It hit hard.
We didn't even open the bottle. Thing is, I didn't expect it to hit because I only opened the package. I didn't even open the bottle. So it like when it hit me, I was like, dude, it surprised the hell out of me. I feel like someone shoved something up my nostril, dude. Like that's how it feels. Whew. And that we didn't even open this might be the first. This is the first. It might be the last time I do these. We'll see, dude.
Yeah, you must have got a bigger whiff than I did. But now you're going to be scared to get a good whiff. Do you want to wait until your nose settles a little bit more? Because if it's like in pain, you might want to wait. Because I don't want you to do like a little like... That's so scary.
Do you hear that hiss?
Yeah, I heard the hiss.
I feel like I'm opening like radioactive.
You kind of are.
Oh, you got a whiff of that?
This was your idea, dude. You're supposed to do like close-ish, right?
It smells like pain. It smells like anguish.
Can't just chicken out, dude. You want me to do it first? How big of a whiff do we have to do?
Don't do a crazy whiff to start out with, I think.
Oh, it's not.
It's sealed? Holy!
I hate you right now so much, dude. It's not even opened yet. What is this? What kind of things are involved? Oh, is this bad? Are we gonna die?
We might die. But at least we'll be recording.
Oh.
Put the cap on like, real quick. I feel like this.
My eyes are burning.
Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes.
Are we supposed to open it? What's the instructions say?
I don't know. Read it on the back. Maybe
there's no instructions.
It just says like,
dude, why do you do this to me? Oh, we didn't even. Oh,
I would rather.
It was so painful before. Do you want to do it at the same time?
Just don't. Okay. Just don't do a crazy whiff.
No, I figured we go like right here. Right here.
Yeah. Put your mic back just a little bit so that you don't hit it. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
I didn't do much. Oh. You gotta do that. You gotta just do one quick whiff.
Oh! Woo! Oh!
Kevin, you gotta do one quick.
Why do people do this?
You get your hype, dude. Oh! Oh, that's funny.
That feels like someone shoves a needle up your nose into your brain.
That's intense, dude.
Oh. Why?
Wait, I'm awake?
Why did you do this to me?
Shut up, that's your fault.
That was my idea.
Oh.
I know. Oh my gosh.
It is like a wake up. I get how people wake up on that.
That right there. So I've done a lot of like, I like raced motocross. I've had like a lot of like painful like wrecks where I hit my head, and that smells like pain.
They smell like pain.
That is the smell of pain.
It is the smell of pain. It's intense.
I would not recommend that. I don't want.
I mean, it depends on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's rough. I wouldn't say it's not the worst thing, but it definitely like the first.
I don't like it.
What, you don't like it? You like putting it away?
I'm hiding it, dude.
Like this is going far away.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be a baby. It was bad, but it wasn't. Maybe you know what? You do have a better nose than I do, though.
I've got a pretty sensitive nose, dude. Watch, they come out with a study on smelling salts.
Take a nice whiff
like
of that cap,
next week or something. I can see you already want more.
No, I don't want more.
You like it.
I didn't hate it like you did. So, I mean, it sucked while doing it, but I mean, like, it wasn't like the worst thing, you know? So,
dude,
but like I said, you have a better smell than I do, so it might just be like hitting you harder.
I feel like I got punched in the nose.
It had definitely a little bit of a punchiness to it for sure.
Oh, wow.
That's a good way to start a podcast. Nice little smelling salts.
Welcome to the Dudeman Duo podcast.
Yeah, we did smelling salts. I wouldn't recommend it on a daily basis,
dude.
But you know, to try it. I mean, I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't as. For me, it wasn't as bad as what you're explaining. But
I've got a really sense of smell,
yeah,
so maybe like it hit me harder.
Probably did, yeah. But it did. I guess I see a little bit of the cat pee smell. It wasn't too cat pee to me, but
it just literally has the smell of pain.
Yeah, that's if you think of what pain smells like. That's what it.
That is the smell of pain and anguish.
Sad.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thanks for that experience, Kev. Mm-hmm. Good idea.
Cheers.
Cheers to the smelling salts. I wonder if you're like clogged up. You know, if you got like some
Dude,
sinus, if that just cleans your sinuses out. Because I feel pretty open right now.
You look open emotionally, like you look vulnerable, dude.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
I mean, it was painful for a second, but it didn't hit me that bad. So, thanks.
Yeah. I wonder if you take a whiff of that right before like a hardcore PvP.
Oh yeah, dude.
Something. You just like, oh, I'm dialed in now, baby.
Dude, do that during like before like a Raiders or something, or even before like a Fellowship run, so you're all dialed in, dude. I can help you dial in.
Like if you're kind of feeling a little bit of brain fog or something, and you're just like, take a whiff of that. Oh, I'm good.
That'll do it.
I'm good.
I want to show people that now. Like I have this urge to like let people smell it now.
You're in public and you just go up to somebody. That would be
That's
so bad.
That's a good way to get punched in the face.
That would be so bad.
Pretty sure that might be assault.
Dude, I'm surprised they don't have those in video games. Because you know how like in video games they'll have stims and things. Smelling salts is one of the stims, dude.
Just like gives you, what would that do? It just gives your stamina bar all the way up or something.
Yeah, dude.
There's a game idea. Get some smelling salts in there. Yeah, that's intense though. So, thank you for that. Now we can get back to our, what are we talking about today? Lost my train of thought.
Dude. Game night the other night.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun, dude. I'm sorry.
You don't
Sea of Thieves is a fun, goofy time.
When you're drunk. It's great.
When you're drunk, when you got a boys' night. That game, it's so sad, though, to see how much potential it has and how often it's not reaching its potential. Like, imagine if they actually put some really desirable cosmetics beyond the Dark Adventurers set that were a lot of gold, but they were so cool that you were motivated to grind for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like I'll get on, like it was super fun with the boys getting on the other night. Super good time. But then afterwards I kind of browsed around the cosmetics, the different shops to see if they had updated, brought any more cooler sets. Nope. None that I saw that were like, I want to play more to grind to get those, you know?
Yeah, that's the cosmetics there's a couple cool ones. And I think I just like the skins more, like, you know, like the ghosty skeleton stuff that you can get. That's the coolest part.
Yeah.
It's just, when you think of the game, I just want there to be loot in it. Because I just keep thinking about, I was like, what if you just like go to this treasure island, do this whole event, and then there's like a loot chest at the end with some loot. With some gear in it or something.
So by loot, because the whole game is loot. So
yeah, but it's gold to buy cosmetics. That's what it is. It's gold to buy cosmetics, right? Which is fine because people like the game.
But it's just also like loot items that when you turn in, you get progress towards rep and towards the what are they called? Why am I spacing? The achievement system.
Oh yeah,
what are they called? System. I don't remember
either. But Pirate's Log.
Yeah, the achievements.
Yeah,
and then the achievements are how you were able to get access to a lot of cosmetics. But it just feels way too grindy and distant. Like in order to get certain cosmetics, you have to get tier 5 in this, in these achievements that take forever to get, and then the cosmetics aren't even that cool.
It's the rewards not high enough. The gameplay's fun, so that's like the reason you play the game is because it's goofy, it's fun, get the boys on. Like the ship combat's really entertaining,
so fun.
But like, there's nothing to like push you to continue to spam it.
Once you got to Pirate Legend, that was cool. The little secret, the secret cave underneath that you couldn't get access to. I love that idea. Super cool. All these new cosmetics you could only get as Pirate Legend. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They need to have more things like that. They have things like that are tied to the queuing for PvP, but those take so long.
They take a long time.
That's geared more for like the streamers, the people that are putting thousands of hours into Sea of Thieves. And that's fine to have some things like that for people like those. But for casuals, they need to have like something that's not tied to the PvP system, but that has has reason to get on for like you and Nate and I to get on and be like, yo, because remember back in the day when we were grinding for the Dark Adventurers ship set, that was fun.
Oh yeah.
So we were like looking up the next Golden Glory weekend. You know, we were logging on, just stacking because we had a goal to get the cool ship cosmetics, the Dark Adventurers set, and they need more stuff like that.
More goals, more motivation. That's why I said I like loot games for that reason specifically. But it's hard because like I think Sea of Thieves is what it is. You know, it's like I don't think they're gonna change the formula.
Yeah, even if they don't change the formula, but they put in some more sets like the Dark Adventurers set that are a lot of gold.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Just
bigger
some gold sinks.
Put like a whole set that costs like 10, 20 million to get the whole thing or something.
That would be motivating.
Well,
then that doesn't require any changing of systems.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
I don't know. I like playing it every once in a while with the boys, but I'm definitely not playing it playing it a lot at all anymore. But it was fun to get, we were all getting drunk and having a good time, and
it was fun, man.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. So
and like we're good enough at it to where most of the time we're
dominating.
We're the Lord of the Seas.
We're the Lord of the Seas. Every once in a while you'll get some people, but
oh yeah, you'll get some guy that's put like 5,000 hours into it and has like the different multiple different curses and
But it is. I think it's a party game. I think it's just meant to be, get on with the boys and have a good time because the gameplay is what's fun. The water looks amazing. It's thematic,
immersive.
Yep.
It's just a great game.
That's why we created our own game based off of the Sea of Thieves formula. So if you guys want to take a look at that, we have a video.
Yeah, a video of our own game idea.
Yeah, we pitched our own game, and it's not Sea of Thieves, but it's based off of the roots of Sea of Thieves and like enhanced a bit to what we would like. It's like the perfect combo of games.
It's like a man, I'm struggling after those salts.
Yeah, it's still like in the back of my brain.
Yeah,
it's essentially a Sea of Thieves MMO it's Sea of Thieves RPG fantasy like.
That's what it is. Fantasy. It's a fantasy version of Sea of Thieves, so it's not the pirates.
A lot different than that.
But a lot different. You got instance dungeons and things like that. But that kind of idea.
But what's been coming out? What we're gonna talk about?
We tried Cloudheim.
Oh yeah, I tried that for 30 minutes.
I tried it for 40.
No, beat me.
We wanted to like it.
Yeah, well, because we like games like survival games, so we liked Enshrouded a lot.
Yep.
There's another one. We also
played the RuneScape Dragon Wilds.
A little early access for that.
It was still early access, but it was the bones of it very fun.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the other? Lens Island.
Lens Island, that's true.
That's a fun one.
Yep. Just a quick
survival, crafting, building, like adventure kind of
good
co-op.
Roots. I think it was created by one guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went into this with the Cloudheim wanting to like it. And the graphics are clean and fun and bright.
Very Zelda-y.
Zelda-y. The characters are cool and interesting, but it just felt too spammy.
Yeah, it felt very button mashy where like you're clicking like left click, right click, and like Q, and you don't know what your abilities are doing. Now obviously you put more time into it, you get to figure it out. We're not arguing that. It just didn't grab us initially. But some people like that gameplay, and it'd probably scratch that itch for them.
After 40 minutes of just playing through, maybe they need to do a better onboarding, but it didn't draw me in.
Yeah.
Like the combat. It was mainly the combat.
It was 100% the combat for me.
All over the place.
Felt convoluted. It was just like I didn't know what was going on, and it didn't draw me in enough to figure out what was happening.
It's a lot of it's physics based. Like you pull something in, you kick it out, you knock it into whatever, which is a cool idea, but it just felt too spammy.
Yeah, it really felt like a kind of. I mean, this is kind of a old term, but like almost like a Crash Bandicoot or something like that, like a modern-y. That's what it felt like to me. Like go in, just break barrels, get some gold, open some chests. Combat was very very cartoony. And you know what? It might be like a good kids game or something like that.
Yeah.
So I could see like being younger, just going in there and having a good time. It just didn't draw me. I like a little bit more depth in my gameplay and my combat systems.
It's probably just not our type of game.
No.
Not even necessarily saying it's a bad game. It just,
no, it's not bad.
After 40 minutes, I did refund it on Steam just because I was like, I don't think I'm into this.
Not us. Not for us.
But yeah.
If you like those kind of cartoony games, maybe give it a look. But if you like RPGs and good combat and in-depth stuff, I wouldn't recommend it per se. So, but we tried it. So we thought it would look cool.
Yeah, we're generally pretty hopeful when we're trying out a video game. We're not sitting there trying to dislike it.
I'm always trying to like it.
Yeah.
So I always looking for a new game.
Yeah. But speaking of games, though, Fellowship, we finally got the spider mount.
We got the spider mount a little late, but bunch of dads over here. We don't have a whole bunch of time.
Yep. They did come out with Eternal Q,
which honestly was huge for the game for me. So we stopped playing for a bit
because we weren't all there at that level. We weren't all on all the time, and in order to do Eternal, all 4 of us had to be on.
Yeah. Right. And then So because we were all on, we weren't on all the time. People were like falling apart. Me and Kevin might play a little bit more. We'd get up. So we were able to gear up a little bit through the Eternal Queue. And then when the guys were on, we were able to kind of slowly get through up there. And then if there's only 3 of us, we could still queue. But yeah, we got to the 10K, got the spider mount. It's creepy. I like the spider mount.
Dude, the spider mount, if I had arachnophobia, it would be triggering it because the way they did the legs and everything, it's like, it's kind of creepy.
It's creepy.
I feel like I'm looking at a spider, like actual. I think they did it well. It's just, I think I just generally speaking with mounts, I tend not to have the spider type mounts. Yeah. But I wanted that mount because that's the way that you can, that's like the.
So you represent.
We got to 10K rating on the dungeons.
Yeah, it wasn't too hard. It was just mainly time consuming. I feel like once you, like 20s and stuff don't feel too bad. Like it's very flowy. Your damage starts to spike up there once you get into that. Yeah, 320 range.
Once I really started getting my gems dialed in, and I was just popping, man.
Yeah, I do wish they had a little bit more drop rate on the gems. Maybe not like a lot, but maybe like 10% more. Just something enough to like 1 out of 3 gives you a gem, or 1 out of 4, because it feels like you can do 5 or 6.
That might be kind of like that in the higher ones, because I feel like I've been getting.
I haven't gotten any on.
I've gone where I've a couple times in a row gotten a gem.
I think you might just be lucky, because I mean I have like none on my fire guy, and I've done a decent amount of like 15s and plus like that. I think it's just RNG. I just think it needs a little bit more. I mean, I know it's supposed to be the end game push stuff, but also like it's hard if you don't have a crazy amount of time and you want to push a little bit more. Yeah. So it's like just a little bit more. Give us a little bit more.
A little bit more gem drops. I could see that, and then more of the Marks of Fellowship.
Yeah. The Marks of Fellowship is not as important because you can do it on quick play, but it's annoying to do the quick play.
I know you say that.
I don't like it either. They increased the Marks of Fellowship. I get a lot more now.
They did increase the Marks of Fellowship. It's still not enough.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna have a system where they want to encourage you to play quick play to get the Marks of Fellowship, you should get more than just 2 per run.
Yeah, or they
maybe just 3 per run. It just feels, it's like you're spamming the quick plays and you're just still barely getting these currencies.
Yeah, because you get 2.
And it takes 15 to get like the epic, and 10
so you got to run like 10 of those. I mean, they take like 3 minutes, honestly, but still, it's like annoying. It's not fun to do.
It's not. Yeah. It was fun a little bit initially, but then once you start really spamming them, then they start to get boring.
You know what they should do? They should allow you to get gems and stuff from those if you've unlocked it.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, it could be a low chance, then I would spam those because now it's like, okay, they're quick. I can get gems. Maybe they're only like a 10% chance per, and maybe that would be too powerful. Maybe they may be more rare because they're so fast. But just if you can get a little bit of extra rewards off of those, I would want to do them, and then I could get all my materials and stuff, and that would be kind of fun. And they are kind of fun a little bit on the tank because you just pull the whole dungeon. Like I did 2 pulls in the whole dungeon. So that's like the only time. Like,
wait, did you just say tank and fun?
Yeah, because like it was just like, well, I mean, I bet you I'd get bored of it after a while. But when me and Will were doing it for a little bit, and each dungeon, I was like, can I pull all of them? Try to do 2 pulls, like the whole dungeon, and then like the half of the dungeon with the boss, and then we just did it, and I was like, oh, cool. So Yeah, like, it'd probably get boring, but it was like a little fun like that because you felt cool pulling the whole thing.
Yeah.
But besides that, they definitely need to do something for the quick play. But the game's feeling good. I like it. We're definitely kind of at the end of it now that we're hitting that 10K. We're trying to get Will the last push, and then we're probably gonna set it down here until the next season. Really, I imagine.
Probably.
So
I'm not really motivated to get another alt up.
No, not really. Next season.
Rhyme was super fun. Her cosmetics are not my cup of tea, but the play style was super fun. Really, the character design was very fun.
Here's the cool thing I've noticed about this game is I can see myself wanting to play several different characters and having a good time because the gameplay is so engaging that I can see a lot of the DPS being fun. The Archer looks like he'd be fun. I mean, he might be more, I think he's probably similar to Rhyme in simplicity because you played him in the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. But I bet you if you got him at the end, you'd probably like him a lot. His damage is huge apparently too.
He was fun. I liked Rhyme better.
That's good. Yeah, because of big numbers and stuff.
It wasn't even back then. I wasn't getting big numbers. It's just like it's more satisfying.
More flowy.
The comments coming in like this. I just liked it a little bit better.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played the Archer. I'd want to see him.
Just like crisp, like the abilities. I liked Rhyme better.
Flows well.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about the Artios, the flyer guy. Like just playing him is just so much joyful.
The flyer guy.
It's the fire guy. He's so like every time I'm playing, I'm like, this is a good because it's satisfying. Like you're pulling something off. You have to do cool combos, and then seeing like 7 to 8 dots on everyone because you did it right, and then you're just detonating them. Like I talked about it a little bit. Just the snap, like I don't know what it is. You just build that up, and there's a boss fight where you have to move, and then you're just moving and snapping because you prep it. But his AOE is insane.
Pretty nuts.
I hit 590k on an AOE pull.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, dude,
that's a big boy.
That's a big number. He's definitely an AOE guy. Rhyme's definitely a more versatile, like great single target and good AoE. Yeah. And he's decent AoE or decent single target and like god tier AoE. So, but it's satisfying when you can do it.
That's pretty dope.
But you have to have a good tank. If you don't have a good tank, then it's kind of like
yeah.
Out of all the DPS I play, even on like WoW, I just feel like he's one of the more satisfying that I've got to play. So he's just really well designed. He's just fun. Like as a dot class, they just did a really good job with it. And he just feels great. His ulti's cool now. It was weak before, but now it feels really good when you have it. Before it was just kind of like you get your dots rolling and keep them rolling longer and get some more on there. But now it just does so much damage. So
strong ult.
Yeah, it's not too much to say. It's just literally just dot management, right? You're putting dots in everybody, and you're cool. It's all cooldown reliant. So you do need the chrono shift weapon in order to kind of make them pop. You can probably do it without it, but you would really have to plan your routes around him if you want to push high because he does so much AoE damage. I feel like a good tank needs to know how he plays in order to get the most out of him. Just because if you plan around his ultimate, you're gonna go like so much faster because of it. Like I said, we killed like a pack of like 30 guys in like 10 seconds or something like that with his ulti. It was just like I think it was like an 18 too. It was like.
Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, he's fun. His single turret definitely is lackluster, but I'm assuming that's just on purpose. Can't have him do that much.
Otherwise, he'd be too broken, right?
Probably be too broken. He's still one of the. I mean, all the DPS are really balanced, I think, except for maybe the assassin girl seems to be a little bit lower than anyone else. But maybe she's just more difficult, so not as many people play her.
Probably. I did run with a assassin one time that was really popping. So
okay. Probably
just not as many people play her.
Same with the hammer guy. I haven't seen a hammer guy in a while. Yeah. I don't play too much though with random, so that might be part of it. But mostly see the archer, the fire guy, and Rhyme are definitely the 3 most popular, I think. So
yeah, I see a lot of Rhymes.
Rhyme's definitely the most popular, but she's also probably the easiest. I think the archer's just as easy, probably, right? Or
Archer's probably easier.
Easier than Rhyme?
Yeah.
Really? Well, you also played him before he got any combos and stuff. Like Rhyme's super easy in the beginning, and then you have a unique legendary and stuff like that changes your build a bit, right? But in the beginning, right. Rhyme is so easy too. So maybe he has, hopefully, maybe he has more complexity with different builds later.
Yeah, maybe
because, well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just know when I played Rhyme, I liked her. The torrent's really fun, but it was like almost in the beginning, click all your buttons and then meteor and then glacial, and now you have an actual rotation of timing and stuff.
Well, yeah. Understanding her rotation will take it, and doing it right will take a rhyme from doing like mediocre damage to really good. That's why a lot of times I'm playing. If I'm playing with a randos and I'm playing with another rhyme, most of the time I'm like almost doubling
their damage. Yeah,
just because you can get away with hitting buttons at any time. But to like maximize her damage,
get those big juicy crits, dude. That you can't pull aggro from.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
she's a big old
critos, dude.
Big old critos. So, but it's fun. The developers of Fellowship did a really good job for early access and the limited content that they have. It's one of the better games I've played for how limited it has. Like
it's been a good squad game for us.
Yeah, we were worried a little bit in the beginning about how long it would take, and then because there's not enough tanks or healers, and it just feels like kind of like not a whole bunch of content. But the gameplay is so much fun that it just kind of carries it for a bit. So I could just see throughout the years coming out with more and more characters, it just being like something you can just play. Like,
I'm looking forward to seeing what they come out with. They definitely need a lot more champions.
Yep.
And to be honest, I was hoping they would be a little bit faster on coming out with newer champions, but it's a small studio, so I've got to give them a little bit of a break.
Yeah, 35 developers in total. So they've been doing lots of balance stuff too, which is very important as well to make sure. But I did think they were going to come out with more characters sooner, but apparently they're just waiting until the resets. I guess it makes sense to change during resets, because if they did it does take a while for mid-casual people to gear up. So if they brought a new character mid through the season and you're playing them and then the new season reset starts before you can actually get the character finished, it would kind of feel bad. It'd be like, I'm almost there, and then reset happens. Right. So it does make sense to not have new stuff come out in the middle before the reset. So hopefully they come out with a couple, like maybe a healer and a tank during the next reset or something would be cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Good future on the game, I think. Yeah. So it's a good time.
It is a good time.
We're also, PoE 0.4 is coming out.
Dude, it's coming
out.
It's
looking good.
I'm excited.
Yep.
There's a lot of people. I say a lot. There's a vocal minority of people that are upset with certain things, and they're very vocal about it. I think the majority of people are fine.
Yeah.
They did so much this next patch.
It's so much.
But they didn't do as much as people were expecting with changing the end game like mapping system.
Yeah, mainly the mapping system.
But I'm like, dude, they're doing so much. They're doing a lot of balancing. They're adding a lot more gems. They're adding a whole new class. Like they're adding a whole new late game system with the create your own dungeon thing.
That looks fun. I can see myself playing that.
I'm happy.
I was listening to I'm ecstatic, honestly. Like the druid looks really cool. Like the 3 forms. I was not expecting a wyvern form. I was like,
the wyvern form looks sick.
That's unique. The wolf form looks sick with the moonbeam thing, and then pack leader seems like a really cool player fantasy.
GGG seems to do a really good job of taking a typical role and then making their own spin on it to where it's really interesting.
Yeah, expanding on it because
I was picturing druid just to be it's gonna be like another druid,
like Diablo,
like a Diablo druid.
I mean, it is similar when it has the form, but so in Diablo you're just like a humanoid version of them. In this one, you're bear that's on all fours, and like it looks like a bear. It moves like a boar. It has that sick. It has how the bears do the push thing. I was like, they did a lot. I can tell why they pushed it back because the animations look really clean on these transformations.
It makes me excited to see what other classes they'll come out with eventually, like down the road.
I know, right?
I want to see their take on an assassin because I have always loved the assassin archetype.
Yeah, I think they're going to be doing like an assassin trapper type thing in the future, like blades. I think the next one might be like a crusader because that's such a popular class.
I'm excited to see their take on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be
my first ever ARPG character was a paladin back in the day.
D3? I
think it was D3, and then I also when I played PoE 1,
you did the Crusader.
I did the Crusader, and
super
fun. Then I quit because I just didn't like the
there's a lot.
I understood it, I just didn't like it.
There's something satisfying. I love the holy magic type stuff, and
it's fun.
It's glowy. it's thematic. Like it feels punchy. So
Yeah.
I like the judgmenty abilities that they have and everything.
And then it also, I like the aesthetics of, you know, the Crusader with like the bright armor going into this dark and dungy world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like, it kind of reminds me of the Diablo cinematic of like, remember when they're fighting the demons, and I mean that's Diablo, but that's one thing Diablo does great is cinematics. But I just remember like the angel going into the demon, that was like one of the most epic. So I mean, it's just a cool thematic.
I enjoyed Diablo 4 up until Endgame, and then Endgame was like, wow, there's nothing here.
It was 50 hours fun. It was a very expensive 50.
Yeah, right. It was super fun for the 50 hours.
Yeah.
And then it just it fell off so hard.
Yeah, it's just there's no pull for me. I mean, hardcore RPGs or ARPG players, I'd rotate because of seasons. We're not super hardcore, so there's no reason to. But I mean, it's like PoE is just better at everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything that Diablo does better, but cinematics.
Diablo is better at
story,
being more approachable for its like skill trees and stuff. Like
it's too approachable though. That's my problem with
I don't mind that.
Really?
I enjoy PoE's complexities, but I also don't mind a little bit more of a simplistic, like, because the gameplay was fun, the loot was cool, like
I can see that. Yeah.
You still had your choices on certain things, and then it was more approachable for like ARPG noobs.
That makes sense. I mean? Yeah, I mean, I've been playing them for a while, so I'm kind of at a level where I don't enjoy that. But you know, people just get on. The talent tree is so small, which is why I didn't like it. And there's no versatility. There's just like the little like go down 4 rows, pick. You know, you pretty much get 75% of all of them, and you just kind of pick which ones you don't want. Is kind of the way it felt.
Right.
But obviously, gear is impactful for builds and stuff, and it's probably better than it was when we played the first season. Yeah. But I've just heard so much negative about it. But that's from hardcore fans. Obviously, it's tons of people play it. It's really good. Like sit down. I think a lot of console players. I think Diablo's big on console.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, it looks beautiful. The storyline of Diablo is great.
Oh, it's great. So the campaign was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I even enjoyed initially going around and collecting all the different, what were those things that you collected on the different maps to get
the statues?
The statues. I didn't mind that initially.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, the...
Just collect them all.
Yeah, I like
the Makoko
seeds. That's what it was.
I didn't mind that at all.
I like collection stuff like that. It's definitely fun to kind of go through and get it once.
Right. But then once I think I got to like level 80, and I was just like, what am I doing now? You know what I mean? Like,
there was 0 endgame.
Yeah.
And that's saying someone who loves PoE2 that has almost 0 endgame. There's still more endgame on the unfinished PoE2 than...
Right. Well, the thing with PoE2 is you have so much more build diversity. So even if you get to a point in the early access where you don't have much to work towards, which I definitely got, that's how I felt for sure. Mm-hmm. You still at least have a big variety of like tweaking that you can do, trying to do different builds. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas like I didn't feel like that with Diablo.
Yeah, there wasn't much build diversity.
Yeah, but approachability, PoE2's skill tree. I remember initially, it's different now that I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, it takes a bit.
Initially, I was like overwhelmed. I'm like, this seems like complexity for complexity's sake. Initially, just looking at it, like seeing all the different, and then, you know, after hours and hours of gameplay and familiarizing yourself with it, it's different. But initially, though, it's not very approachable.
I think that's why Nate's excited to play it now, because I think he's kind of figured that out. Because a lot of friends haven't played it enough to figure it out, versus we played the first season and powered through it because we knew we wanted to play the game because it was fun, and we put the time to learn. Because like when you first look at them, you just think it's complex, and then you play it and you realize that it's so complex because it's so like the build diversity is there because the complexity is there. So if you take that out, then it doesn't have the ability to do almost anything that you want to do. Because you can't, I mean, some things aren't as viable, so they need a balance change, but there are so many options of different things you can do and different legendary combinations. And it's going to get more and more. Every season seems to be getting better and better. And it's just exciting to see where GGG is going to take it. Because the graphics they can have these graphics for 10 years and that'd be fine. Like, you know, it looks very good.
My only concern is eventually new people coming into the game with all the more like skill gems added and the more, skill tree points nodes added and whatever, it's gonna be harder and harder to onboard new players, I feel like.
Maybe. I mean, a lot of those systems that they add are not like thrown at you initially. So with the new gems, they have recommended gems and they have all the systems to start the game and classes. You don't have to get into the complexities until later. It's fun for us that because we already know what we're doing and it's new for us each season that we're learning. But once you get in, you click your ability, you learn a little bit of the rotations and how those gems work. And you don't need to know all of them. You don't need to know what lineage gems are. You don't need to learn all the complex combos. You just kind of go in and the campaign's easy enough to kind of power through a little bit.
Is it though?
I think so.
Because we've talked about this where the campaign's not necessarily easy.
I said it's easy enough. There's nothing wrong with dying 3 or 4 times on a boss. That's how games should be, in my personal opinion.
So, yeah, but when we first started, do you remember how many times we died on a boss?
Yeah, but it's different now.
Like 10 times sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess they did probably scale it back a little bit.
They scaled them back. It was overtuned in the beginning, which was fine because the gameplay was less, so having more fun in the campaign worked. They've updated drops on weapons a little bit now for the early game, and also people don't know about the shop in PoE, how important the shop is, because when you're leveling up, you can get a new weapon at the shop and you jump your power up a lot.
Well, and that's also another thing that's not clearly communicated to new players.
Yeah.
It's not like it's initially intuitive to where every time you level up that shop refreshes.
Yeah.
People don't know that. And so there needs to be a better way of communicating that to new people, because you're right. The shop is very powerful because you can get some really good gear if you're checking it every time you level up. But for new players, number one, they don't know that going into it, unless they've done their research, which most people that are new to a game typically just want to experience the game and aren't like watching a ton of videos to get to min-max it. And then secondly, even if they did understand that, they don't know what to look for.
That's true, yeah.
So it's like we know now a little bit more what to look for, because we played it enough.
Yeah.
So that's another thing where it is the complexity it hinders for new players, because they're like they don't know what a good item is and a bad item is, other than big numbers, that looks good.
You know what I mean? Sure. There's definitely a lot of stuff there. I don't think the developers, from watching their interviews and stuff, they don't want it to be everything so intuitive like Diablo.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to change certain stuff. But
I don't mind that personally.
I think it's fine.
I don't mind it personally. I don't like a game treating me like a dum-dum.
Yeah.
I don't like a game hand-holding me through the whole process. So I like that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking from perspectives of new players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some people it's just not going to be for everybody, but I think it's accessible enough for mid and hardcore players, and even some newer players can put time to learn it. It's not complicated. It's just a lot. So it's just about, are you willing to put some time to learn? And if you're not, then it's not for you. Go play Diablo. And if Diablo's too easy and you want some more depth, PoE2 is perfect, I think. Like I said, I enjoy putting time into a game and learning it and learning the systems. It's fun. There's been times on PoE where I'm sitting there and I'm going through my talent tree for like an hour or two, just theory crafting. Some people don't like that. I love that. I love the idea of sometimes just relaxing and thinking. I was like, that could be really cool. Would that work?
I like this ability. Yeah, how could I make this ability be my bee's knees?
And now that I know how the game works, I can do that now. Because when I first started the first season, I couldn't really do that because I didn't know how damage scaling worked very well, and it was complex. But because it's complex, it makes the game better at the same time. So it's this nuance, there's pros and cons.
And there is a fine line, in my opinion. Because I agree the complexity does make it more interesting, intriguing, and fun to learn, and fun and really enjoyable and satisfying to master. But then also complexity can go too far to the point where it's just tedious. And I do feel like PoE2 does a pretty good job of balancing that line.
Yeah, because you have the PoE1, which is like so complex for complexity's sake, and I think PoE2 is a good balance because you also got to remember PoE has its own audience, so PoE2 is also meant for the PoE1 audience, but also new people. So it's gonna be a little bit too much for some people, and then too little for other people. So I think it has a perfect balance. They were talking about adding a trial. I was listening to the interview. And they wanted to do like maybe a little like introduction to crafting or something in the beginning, which we talked about. That would be huge. Just being able to show people how crafting works. Yeah. Because if you don't know anything, it's just like, what's all these orbs? What does this one do? And stuff like that. So it was pretty complex. I know how it works now, but it took me a while. Yeah. So having a little introduction to that would be good. But we can get back to some of the new stuff that's coming out. Like we just like looking at the new mapping system and all the like crafting that they're adding to it looks really sick. To
the new mapping system?
So not mapping, the dungeon system. Sorry.
Oh, the dungeon. I was gonna say like they didn't change it.
No, it's not but it it's a dungeon. Sorry.
The dungeons.
Yeah, with all the cool stuff that they're doing in there.
That looks fun. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to try it out and see how. I just hope it doesn't become tedious. I don't think it will become tedious. It looks like it's enjoyable.
I was, like I said, I was listening to the interview and he was talking about there's going to be multiple ways that you can do your dungeons. You can spam through them to kill the vault, the main boss at the end to try to get her loot. So you can just go through fast, try to get her, or you can try to kill the arbiter. No, I can't remember his name, but there's like a guard before her that has his own loot drops and certain like that. Or you can just try to make it as big as possible and get as many basic drop. Like, there's multiple ways to maximize the rewards of what you want to do so. So it could be like what you're looking for. Do you want to go bossing? Do you want to just clear waves and get tons of stuff out of it? So it seems like there's a decent amount of complexity in it. We'll have to see. Maybe it's not, but it looks intriguing to me comparatively to what we have. And there's a lot of things you can do in there. I really like the double corrupted system. To me, that seems like a really cool way to get some extra currency in the game.
How you can corrupt something in additional time.
Yeah, because what you do is you corrupt the item, and then it's only for Val items, right? As far as I know, but I think there's a lot of Val items, but you corrupt it a second time, and it will remove it has a 50-50 chance to do nothing or remove something for something else. So if you there's a lot of these Val items.
Remove something for something else.
So replacing a stat, essentially. Like what are they called? Not stats. They could be stats, but for an example, there's
to swap something out.
Something out. So
there's your wording there.
It's pretty. I'm sorry, I get really bad at articulating, but replacing a bad stat for something good has a small chance, but if you do it, make the item like really big, very valuable, stuff. So that's like something to chase. Like there's a lot of items that have a negative to them. They're like, oh, this is a really good item, but it drops my health by 20%, or it reduces my block chance, or something like that. So that item kind of feels unusable. So you can potentially
get the negative off and give it a positive to where it doesn't have any hint like that. Yeah, I do like that.
It's a good chase. I can see myself like going like, ooh, this item dropped. Let me see if I can corrupt it. Oh, big. Or you trash it and throw it away.
Yeah.
So there's it looks like there's some decent options in there to do, leveling up certain rooms to make them more valuable and more fun. It just seems like something I would want to go into and clear.
Yeah.
So there hasn't really been too much of that because the Abyss was annoying.
The Abyss was cool initially, and then it just got like annoying. Yeah.
The rewards weren't good enough. Sometimes you can get some good of some of the omens. Yeah, I think, now the bones or whatever they were called, I would just spam. I would go to the left and just hug the left until I got him and just leave, which was fine because, that's just min-maxing it. But it was getting the bosses felt good. But the last pinnacle boss of the Abyss felt very underwhelming to me. Mm-hmm. But maybe it's because I didn't do it enough. I think it did have some good rewards. I just didn't kind of get into it enough. But they're still going to have Abyss. Abyss is going to be a tablet now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be cool. So
I wonder... Dude, I wonder if part of what ruins games for me is the min-maxing, like, is this the best? And if it isn't, it's trash kind of a mentality.
Probably.
Because, like, I remember when I first did the Abyss boss, I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I got I got the ring or whatever, and I was like, oh, this could be good. And then I looked at the worth of it. It was like 1 exalt, and I'm like, so I wonder if just not... if you were to somehow play the game not looking up any guides, not, doing solo self-found so that you don't look up the worth of it. And so then when you get an item, you get excited and you can see if you can use it, and as opposed to just looking at, oh, it's worth 1 exalt, it's trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wonder if that kind of ruins it for me.
It kind of does, because, I mean, if you just assume it's bad because of that. But there's so much niche stuff you can do in the game. I mean, it's going to get better, right? But I mean, like, there's some items that you're like, this isn't worth anything, it's trash. But it actually might be good for a couple reasons. Or it might be a good mid-tier item until you get your best stats later on. So I mean, some of them are just meant to be stepping stones to make something better and smoother. So
I wonder if that's what's ruining some video games, is just that the mentality. We've talked about this before, but the mentality of just like min-maxing, there's a meta and anything outside that is bad, and so it reduces the enjoyment because you're just looking for one item instead of like seeing the potential for a lot of items. And then, so I wonder if this, as much as I have appreciated, certain content creators, like guides that have this helped me like learn certain things, I wonder if it's a double-edged sword where it also takes away the enjoyment of the game when you're just like trying to follow a guide.
It does, for sure. I mean, it's there for a reason. People love it, but I think it blinds people to not experience the game in a different way. Because now we always do that. And I don't want to do it this season. We've talked about doing that solo self-found.
Sometimes it's hard, though. And that's the thing with Path of Exile.
Yeah.
Is because it is complex and it is difficult, it does give it a more deeper enjoyment value, but it also makes it harder to come up with your own builds.
It only makes it harder to come up with your own builds if you're trying to get to the end game as soon as possible. If you think about it, because we're trying to get to the tier 15 and everything as soon as we can, even though what if the process is the fun part of it? We don't think of it that way. We just think about how we can get there as soon as possible, buy our best items, and then beat the game. What if the game is getting to that point, taking more time to try to craft and get your own loot? Because we love the gameplay of it. The combat feels great in it, So it's like and then doing solo self-found, you're not just getting currency to buy the item, you're getting currency to build your item.
Yeah.
That would be more satisfying if we were able to just kind of get that blocker in our head of, hey, we could do this faster, right. But faster doesn't always mean better.
It's like an efficiency thing. Like there's in the back of my mind, I'm like, if I looked up a guide, I could be doing this faster and my time would be more efficient.
But then it'd be less fun if you think about it. How many times are you having fun building something? I mean, you might be annoyed, but you also want to get somewhere, so you look up a guide, but then it gets dull, and then the game starts to fall off like hours after you got the guide going. You're like, well, now there's not much to work towards because I just kind of like looked up the guide, which some people want. People just want to spam, and that's for those people. But I'm just wondering how much more enjoyment we would get if we forced ourselves to do that solo self-found. So the option's not even there. So therefore, right. We're enjoying the process.
Enjoyed the process, and because when I played my monk again this last season, I just out of habit just kind of followed my old build. Like I was trying a new build, but then I just kind of fell back to my old build because it was just so good.
Yeah,
and it's harder to think outside the box for me when I already know of a build or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I bet forcing yourself to do it a season might kind of redo your brain a little bit, because like if you're forced to do something different, then you learn how to do it different and you realize I can, and then it's more fun. Like if you're playing a different class, you don't know anything about it, and you're making yourself just kind of do the math. There's times where we're watching our kids. PoE is great for just chilling. You can sit on your path of tree, watch your son go through and try to think of some stuff. That can be the fun part of the game.
Right.
I love that part of the game. So I mean, like maybe trying to force yourself to get into that habit a little bit more, you might enjoy it more instead of just doing the easy way. Because it is easy to look up a guide. I mean, we've all done it. I do it too towards the end of the season. But there's something about figuring out for yourself. And now that we know how the system works, how damage scaling works, we can do it. It just might take more time. But the whole point of playing games is to sink time and have a good time. It's not about getting to the end as soon as possible. It's about the process.
Right.
And if we're diluting the game for ourselves just to be efficient, that's not good.
Right.
So maybe we should try it. I think we'll have a good time because we're just chatting. We're figuring things out. You could be like, dude, oh, I figured this one thing out. Dude, check this out. Look at this. You know, there's going to be more.
That's what we're going to do with Druid.
Yep.
We're both going to play Druid.
I got some ideas.
And we're both going to just try to create our own build.
Mm-hmm.
And see whose build is better. Yeah. And we're not going to look up any guides.
Nope.
We're going to do solo self-found.
Yep.
Or we're doing solo bro-found.
So if we're doing solo bro-found, we just have to not use
the market.
Not use the market. And yeah,
trade amongst each other.
Just trade with me and you. We can have our guild stash tab, and that's the only thing. But we have to just be accountable to do it. You know? It's okay to not do the solo self-found. It's just if we get into that habit again, it just might dilute the game process. But I don't think we should do hardcore solo self-found. Or I mean, solo self-found because of Nate, because he's gonna be playing, so we can all play together still.
Yeah,
we just put things in the guild tab, even like extra.
We just
pieces.
won't use the market.
Yeah, just won't use the market. I mean, we can talk about the currency exchange, but I mean,
maybe at some point if we decide to like help out some of our resistances, but initially though, yeah, I like that idea of just being solo bro found.
Solo bro found, because it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be better to play it that way.
Yeah,
it's gonna last longer. It's gonna be more enjoyable.
It is interesting that I literally have to work on rewiring my brain because my brain is just. I think it was because of the World of Warcraft days, dude, where like you're like min-maxing everything so that you can like get that extra 2% DPS increase, and so that you could so years of that mentality it's hard to break away from and just like relax a little bit more, have a little bit of fun, be okay if your build isn't like the top 5% build, but if it's fun and if it's clearing content, then it's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, like working yourself up to 15s are fine. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like, oh, you just expect to instantly go to tier 15 maps when you finish the map. I was like, that's probably not how that's supposed to go. But I mean, right. I was like, work your way towards it. Try to beat bosses.
That's how that minion build was that I was following. Is like, you got to end the game, you could immediately clear tier 15s. You didn't have to do anything lower. Yeah, it was insane.
And I mean, people did what we're talking about doing, and that's how they got those builds. Like all these people theory craft and build them from scratch. They play a lot more, obviously, so they get there faster.
They're also using like those tools on the websites, like the build. There's a way that you can like build theory craft and then look at the numbers.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That's just
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh. It's more than just because I haven't done that, so it's more than what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. I'm just playing the game and like trying to like think as I play. I'm not using any outside tools.
Yeah. The cool part about that tool is not using your gold to respec. You can kind of plan a route,
which is why I think they should at least minimize how much gold it takes to respec.
Yeah,
I just think it's a stupid system.
At endgame, it's a lot.
You have to spend that much gold to respec.
It's a lot of
because the frustrating thing is like I had my monk build that I was having a lot of fun. I had doing the hollow palm. That was fun. And then I swapped him over to do the gold
the magic find craft.
Yeah, the magic find bot that I would follow you around, and I had like maximized like magic find. But I didn't ever want to go back to the hollow palm, even though it was super fun, because it would just cost so much gold. And then if we wanted to do it again, I would switch back, which would cost even more gold. So it would be they should add the ability to save different builds. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
Or just a dual spec. 2 specs.
Or a dual spec or whatever, and then also they should make it to where switching between your dual saved builds doesn't cost gold.
It shouldn't cost gold because you to make it, maybe they have a gold cost to unlock your second spec. Sure. And because that's a gold
maybe
sync.
It's even like 1 million gold to unlock the second spec. I'm okay with that. Yeah. As long as then thereafter I don't have to spend gold to keep swapping between them.
Swapping in between.
Yeah, because it would be cool if you could have these, and I guess that's partially what the weapon swapping system is like having like an AoE versus a single target or whatever. But that only goes so far because that build that I was doing for the gold find, or the rarity bot build was a completely
different build.
Yeah. And there was no way a weapon swap would have accomplished that for me.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit more cash friendly. Because I mean, the argument of the hardcore would be like, just make another character. That's kind of the game. The natural game is to be replayable different characters. But if they had just one spec, you know, that wouldn't change it very much. I feel like that would just allow a little bit of versatility.
Yeah. Well, and it would
go
help,
too far.
It would help you be able to try new things a little bit, because you could like save. Okay, I like this build as it is. I'm gonna save it, and then I'm gonna
theory craft.
Try something new a little bit. If it doesn't work, I can just click a button back at my base to go back to that previous build because it's not working. Or whatever,
yeah, like if you use your second build, like I said, for theory crafting, and you run out of gold, you don't like it, and you don't have enough gold, instantly switch to the other one, then you can start farming again, and your guy's not stuck. Because there's been times I spend a lot of gold in the game. It's just how I am. When you're using the currency exchange and respecking and trying new stuff, you just drain gold.
I'm sorry, like I just think that's a bad system to where that you spend that much gold just to respec.
If they had the dual spec, it wouldn't be as bad.
Right.
Because like I think it's too much, but I get the idea of having a gold sink. Gold's useless if you don't use it and you don't need it. Because there's so many games where gold's like, what's the point of gold? You just infinitely have enough.
That's a game design problem then.
Probably, but like I said,
opinion.
it would fix it if you had the dual spec situation, because then therefore you use the gold.
What if you just took gold out of the game then?
I mean, gold's used for so many things, so they have to. Because I mean,
you just said gold's used not for nothing else.
No, in other games.
Oh, I see.
PoE gold is very useful. Use it on gambling. You use it for, when you're leveling up. You use it for the currency exchange. You use it for the marketplace. You use it to respec.
But your argument was, if you reduce the cost of swapping your talents, then gold becomes useless.
It depends on how little. I said it's too expensive. They should drop it a little bit. But if it's way too cheap and you just infinitely have millions of gold, then what's the point of gold? Because in like Diablo or something like that, gold was kind of you just keep stacking. Things were so cheap, and it's like, what's the point of gold?
Well, that's just adjusting how much gold drops, or adjusting the cost of things.
Well, I also don't have a problem, and this is someone who runs out of gold all the time. I don't have a problem of running out of gold if I have the option to switch back to something else so I can get the gold back. The problem is when I use all my gold to try to find a build that I want to play, and then I can't go back to the other build to farm. That feels bad. It's like, oh, I busted all my gold because this build doesn't work. My bad. Now, but I can still go back to my old build and farm gold again. I don't mind farming gold. It kind of adds a little fun playability. It's like, oh, I need to get to this. I need a little bit more gold. Where's that map that gives all the gold? They added that map that gives you like 600k gold, which helps a lot.
I think they need to do something.
They need to adjust the numbers
a
little bit.
But I do like the idea of being able to like save a spec and then maybe unlocking either through gold or even like buying a stash tab, as long as it's not too expensive. Yeah. Just a way to get additional like builds so that you can do that. Like you can experiment, but you still have your other builds saved.
I think that would be the best system for it. Because I was just thinking, I was like, I do like that gold has value.
So
honestly,
that's you got two conflicting arguments though.
How are they?
You're saying gold has value.
Yes.
Which I understand, based on the fact that you can change out talents.
Well, and a lot of other stuff with gold, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you take out the fact that talents cost gold, you said it becomes. I'm not valuable.
Saying talents shouldn't cost gold. I'm saying you should be able to have a dual spec where you save yours, and that doesn't cost to switch. It still costs to respec, but if I run out of gold because my build's not working, I can respec for free and farm gold and not have to respec again to my old build.
Right. So I'm just saying gold is valuable even if you don't need it to do respecking. If they took out the gold cost for respecking, it would still be valuable.
You would still you wouldn't run out really. I mean,
I never run out anyways.
Yeah, you don't run out. So gold's almost useless to you. See what I mean? I'm the one that deals with running out of gold because I do stuff that requires gold. I don't mind running out of gold.
But part of the reasons why I don't mind run out of gold is because I don't want to run out of gold, and so it limits my fun. Because I probably would be more adventurous in my builds. but I don't want to waste gold, so I don't.
Yeah, but it's a state of mind, because I mean, for someone who run out of gold all the time, I also got gold pretty fast and farmed for gold, and it was like a thing to do that makes sense. Like to me, farming for gold makes sense in a game.
There's just I think it's just a game design flaw. There's other ways to make gold valuable. Plenty of other ways than respecking. You could just take away the cost of respecking, or do this other thing where we talk about we have a save on a spec. Whatever. But there's plenty of other ways in the game you could make it more valuable. Yeah. I just don't like that it costs so much gold to respec in endgame.
I think it costs too much. I agree with the costing too much. I don't agree with taking it out, because we've had this argument tons, but I think there is a little bit of value in thinking about your build and making sure you're doing the right thing, as long as it's like able to be respect but you have to do gold to do it. I think it's like a 1.5 million to respec your whole thing. I think it's too much. Maybe like 800k where it's more obtainable, because I mean we get to the point where we have like 5 mil gold, 800k for respecing. It's not that big of a deal.
I still just don't think. I just think I think that's friction put in the game that doesn't add fun. Games should be fun. That is a fun reducer in the game, in my opinion, because I don't want to waste gold on respecking, so I'm not as adventurous in my.
But if you have so much gold, then why are you worried about it? Because you always have like 5 million.
Because I use gold on other things, like the currency exchange. I use it on, it was cool that there was that gold sink on the.
Oh yeah, I do like that
thingy, right? So there's other things that I was using gold for, and I actually used almost all my gold on one of those. Like, that was cool. I don't want to use gold for respecking, so I don't.
Well, that's fine.
Just because it feels bad. It's not fun. This is a video game. Make it fun. You know what I mean?
I just disagree. For someone who runs out of gold all the time, I don't dislike it. I just think it's too much. Because I don't mind having like reactions to my actions. So it's like,
what does it add?
It adds the fact that I can't just click everything. I need to think about things. When I'm doing my spec,
you need to think about things anyways.
Well, no, because I could just click. I
don't feel like that's a good argument, because in order to make a build work, because PoE2 is a hard game, harder at least. Yeah, harder. You do have to think about it. You do have, and that's the whole point. I would think about it more if I didn't have to pay gold for it, because I wouldn't have this resistance to like wasting gold. I would think about it more. So for me, it makes me think about it less, because I just look up a guide.
Interesting. I guess I could see that.
Because it's like, I don't think it adds, I think it only detracts. I don't think it adds anything valuable. Because it's like, if I want to try something, it costs gold, so I probably shouldn't try it unless I'm absolutely sure. And it's like, no, I just want to try it. And that is me thinking about it. So it's not, if there was no gold cost, I don't see how that would reduce the amount of thought towards your talents. If anything, I would feel more inclined to think more, because I would feel more inclined to change up my talents more often.
I guess I see what you mean by you just want to look at builds because it's cheaper. I get that argument. It's easier to look at a build because you don't want to mess it up because it costs gold.
Right.
I think they can find a balance, honestly, because I don't have a problem with gold as long as it's not like at a point where it hinders you to not want to do it. If it costs a little bit of gold and you have a lot of gold and it's enough to where it's like, if it's like 500k and you have 5 million, it's nothing. You get so much gold by running maps. Like, the game gives you gold.
Yes.
And as long as it's a good balance of gold spend to gold use, and enough to be like, should I respec here or should I try to save up if I get one of those chests? I don't mind that argument.
I just don't see what it adds. I don't see any argument that is convincing to it adding anything for respecking to cost gold.
It wouldn't if they had more gold sinks in the game for it valuable. Because right now it's just that big old chest, and everything else. You would have 10 million, 20 million gold if that chest didn't exist.
So what's wrong with that?
I want gold to have more meaning than just a random chest.
And that's a game design issue then.
It's exactly what I've been talking about.
Right.
They need to change the numbers of gold.
Right. So, but having so either so at that point you just take away gold.
Well, then they have to replace it with something else.
It would make it a more fun game. For me, if I didn't have to worry about gold cost when I'm respecing, because I like to try different things and I like to experiment, and I don't like the game punishing me for experimenting.
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying, but there's other elements of gold, so you would have to rather raise all the other ones, or, you know, because there has to be a balance. If gold is in the game for other, because when you're buying things from the marketplace, right? So you can't just buy things for free on the marketplace. It makes no sense.
No. So, okay, but the gold does have use for it.
Yeah.
So you could adjust the numbers, whatever.
That's what we're talking about, number adjustment.
But what does having a cost for respecing, what does that add to the game? What benefit, what fun, what does it add? I feel like it only detracts from the game.
I get what you're saying. I don't disagree, I guess. It's more of a I don't mind it like you do. Yeah. And that's someone who runs out of gold all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I do think it's too much because I wish it was a little bit less. But to me, I'll respec anyway because I enjoy respecing more than I care about running out of gold. Yeah. I can get gold a lot. There's a lot of ways to get gold in the game. There's the way you can get those omens, and then you can sell your items to get you tons of gold.
Sure.
And you can use that gold. There's like tons of ways to use the gold.
I don't mind having tons of ways to use the gold as long as it's not for respecing.
Sure. I mean, you already have that argument. I get it.
Well, and people say, well, but it makes your choices matter. And it makes you think twice about your choices. And I would say, no, it doesn't.
No, I get what you mean, because now you don't want to spend the gold and you want to look up a guide so you don't have to spend the gold. Right. I get that argument a lot. It makes sense.
Well, and also it's like, I'm thinking anyways about it. And I would think about it more if I felt like I would have the freedom to like experiment. And your choices do matter because what you choose, because this game is hard enough, what you choose may or may not mean that you can beat that next boss. So choices matter regardless.
That's true.
And so I just don't see people's arguments. I don't see what it adds. And I'm trying to approach it from a perspective of like, what, as a game developer, what are they thinking that this is adding to the game?
Well, I know what they're thinking. And like I said, theirs is a gold sink, but they can take that out and add other things to be more expensive to make the gold sink matter. Because I was talking about earlier, I like the idea that you can run out of gold because that means gold has value. Other games, sure. Gold has zero value sometimes. Diablo, doesn't matter. Billions of gold, you have billions at the end, it doesn't matter. So I like that, but they could completely take the gold out of respecing and increase other things. That's a possibility. That could work. The respecing thing, I think, is a good thing. If you have something that go back for free, respecking is not a big deal because then you're like, I'm working to get gold to respec into something I want to try. Therefore, it adds playability to get to a goal, right? Because they want you to play the game. They don't want you to just get bored and then be done. It's like, I don't need to play the game, right? So, I mean, there's obviously the gear sync, but they're just different levels of it. You're like, I'm going to search for gear. Oh, they added ways to farm gold in the game. So that's what those mechanics add more depth, right? There's that map that has like 600, 700K gold. Save those for when you need them. I don't know. There's tons of those.
I've never felt the need to farm gold.
Well, it's because you don't respect.
And I've never feel the value of gold in this game because I'm resistant to respecing because I don't want to get to a point where I run out.
But it's not bad to run out of gold.
Well, the way it is, it's just like I don't like it.
I mean, I get that you don't like it, but like you have so much gold. Like I think you're thinking of it as such an importance when it's really not as an importance. You don't respec anyway, so what's the point of spending the gold that you don't spend? It doesn't make that argument. I don't get. I get what you mean about you not wanting to respec because it costs, and therefore you don't want to do it, so you look up guides. That's a good argument. The fact that you don't want to spend gold and you just stack it because it has a bad taste, I think that's more of a you thing. Because for someone who runs out all the time, it doesn't bother me.
I don't want to run out of gold and then not be able to like use the currency exchange.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You know, or to be able to like buy something off the auction house or because there are other uses of gold, and I don't want to get to a point where I can't do that. So I just don't respec a lot.
I think there might be a little balance of one, like I said, you're making sense, but also I think you're a little too stingy because if you have like 5 million gold, you can respec 4 full times. So you can do one respec if you wanted to.
Yeah, but because it's so expensive, I don't want to. Because I did that one respec
and it didn't work. Well,
and
I agree.
With the rarity bot that I made.
Yeah.
It was so expensive gold wise to do a full respec that it ruined that character for me because I didn't want to respec again.
I actually, like I said, I 100% agree with that. I think they should add the dual spec system because the dual spec just fixes that. Because imagine you had your main, like you said, you had your main build.
Yeah.
You pump in. You're like, I like this. I want to try this one, but I don't want to. I don't want to get rid of this because it's too expensive. And if this doesn't work, do I have enough gold to go back?
Right.
I don't like that. I agree.
And
dual spec fixes
kind of a
that.
bummer because the hollow palm was fun.
Yeah.
I was having a lot of fun with that, and I liked the idea of trying out this rarity bot thing that we did. That was also fun as well. It's just a bummer that I just couldn't go back without spending like, I don't know, exorbitant amount of gold.
Yeah, that is. I agree. That's a flaw because that is annoying because it kind of hinders you from trying new stuff. Their argument is big, make a new character. Some people don't want to make new characters.
That is such a ridiculous argument. Make a new character. In my opinion, because it's like that's a good way to get people burnt out on your video game.
Well,
like if they have to make a new character just to try new things, so I have to make another monk.
Well, no, you don't. Well, the whole thing with this game is you can play any class with every monk. So you can play monk and do a caster. You can play monk and do a tank. That's the whole point of this game. Is every class is interchangeable. Your weapons increase your abilities. It's the ascendancy is the only thing attached to your class.
Yeah, but the talent system is so complex that it should lend itself towards experimenting with it because there's so many options.
Yeah.
So the idea of like, I'll just make another character if I want to try a different build sounds ridiculous to me.
Well, that's number one, you're not wrong, but also you're coming from we're more casual. There's so many people that love the complexities of those. ARPGs are games that people replay over and over again. So being able to do everything from one character will probably destroy an ARPG.
You can't do everything from one character though. So
no, not
like
really.
If
you
I want to play a
monk,
right, and I want to try some different monk builds, I don't want to have to make multiple monks. Now, I do want to make a sorcerer or a druid, or I do want to try other characters, but I don't want to. If I want to try a completely different monk build, have to do a whole nother monk. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I agree. That's why I think the dual spec fixes it. But I also you could build a druid character on a monk. You can equip the totem and become a bear as a monk. You don't have to be a druid to be a bear or a wolf or a wyvern. That's the whole point of, and that's why people love PoE.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like there has to be a balance involved. So like the only differences for specs are where you start on the tree and your ascendancy. Your ascendancy could work really well on non-monk builds. Monk has a lot of abilities on their evoker. Is it evoker monk? Mm-hmm. Has a lot of elemental stuff. That could work really well with a bear, lightning, wyvern, or something, right? So you might want to be a monk with that. So there is a lot of diversity in that. So I think there is a balance in making another character as well for some of those, but also I want a dual spec. Because I agree with the dual spec, but I also agree a little bit on sometimes making new characters. So it's like a healthy little balance.
Yeah. I don't have a problem making a new character in the sense of like, I want to try a druid, so I'm going to level up a druid. Yep. But
you want to try the druid ascendancy because that's technically the only difference.
Right. And the aesthetics.
Well, aesthetics be the same. You're a bear. You can be a bear as a monk.
No, but like, yeah.
Oh, the character.
Character
so he looks a little beefier. He's a little less skinny.
Right. But yeah, I mean.
Oh, I wonder if you can wear those fist palm gloves as a wolf. Ooh. Oh wait, no, because you have to have the totem to switch because it's a weapon base.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that'd be kind of that would take.
What about a weapon swap?
Then you would not be a wolf anymore when you swap.
Right. So you're like a wolf, and then you can swap.
You could. I mean, it wouldn't be. I mean, you could. Maybe you can get tons of wolves and then switch back to do like lightning palm.
I think I want to try to do like a cool wolf build because I always I tend to like a little bit more like the speedy, like the martial arts attack speed type mobile characters, and so the wolf looks a little bit more faster.
The slash looks sick.
He slashes back.
I was like, that's a cool animation, because I don't really care about werewolves usually, but I saw that, I was like, oh, the moon wolf looked sick, and like apparently you can get like 30 wolves. You can get to like 30 wolf as a pack. So I mean, they're trying to balance.
You do like a wolf minion
build. It's not going to be they're not as powerful as like a straight minion build, because it's kind of they're trying to work on balancing and making that be able to have a route, but it won't be like you just sit there and your wolves do everything, which is fine. But it might be like they give you lots of buffs or add bleeds and give you
like you're in a wolf pack.
Yeah, dude. But you're still like the king wolf.
Alpha.
You're the king wolf. It's a cool gameplay thing. I think you would like it a lot. I can imagine just tons of wolves, just an army.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I'm excited for the bear. I won't tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do bear. I like bear. Big.
I'm going to do exactly what you do.
No, you're not.
I'm going to watch your streams because you stream all the time.
We don't stream. Maybe one day when we're popular enough, we'll do some streaming.
Yeah. I'm going to watch your streams and be like, I'm going to copy paste your
Copy paste my build.
Copy pasta.
My build's going to suck. This is going to be a good time.
It's going to be great.
But yeah, always fun arguments with PoE. It's an infinite game. So... I think they should do something with the gold.
I'm just not a hardcore ARPG, and so I just approach it differently.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the best part about this game is if you're not hardcore, you don't have to use the systems that make it a little more hardcore. Like you never use your gold, and it really hasn't hindered you too much. But I do agree that they should at least reduce the costs and add a dual spec.
Yeah,
I think that would fix most of the problems that we have.
Yeah,
because even with someone who runs out of gold all the time, there's so many ways to get gold if you want gold. And it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. It just means
it's almost out of principle for me too. It's like I just don't want to.
I know. It's just something that you don't enjoy doing, but it's also like it's part of the game to try to get gold.
I don't mind gold farming. Like in WoW, I gold farmed for a while because there was valuable things you could get with gold.
Yeah.
But in WoW, you didn't need to use gold to respec your character.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a framework that I'm approaching it at.
It might be, because I think the game's not meant to be respect a lot. I think that's where they come from. It's like you're trying to find the build, you get the build, you maximize that build. If you want to respec, it's there, but like it's not meant to.
That, and from my perspective, is the developers putting in something in their game that reduces fun.
Not necessarily, because you look at a game like RuneScape. It
reduces fun.
Well, think of a game like RuneScape. You can't respec anything ever. But I guess that's an evergreen system. That's a completely different game.
Dude, you can't even...
Yeah.
You can respec...
Doesn't matter because there's no respecting.
In RuneScaping, respecing is your gear.
Yeah.
So you can swap out everything if you want. Respecing is gear swapping.
Because the leveling of the systems doesn't make... Because evergreen, you can do everything. So there's no reason to redo any of the trees.
Right. So
that's not a good example.
So in fact, that's even proves my point. Is that... Because respecing... You do all this in RuneScape. You do all this work to get a piece of gear, and swapping that in and out is free.
Yeah.
You do all the work to get the gear. Maybe you spend a lot of gold to get the gear once, but then you just re-swap whenever you want, and it's free. That even proves my point even more. So I appreciate that.
No, I mean, but it's a different game. So I mean, right. RuneScape is meant to have one character and do everything. PoE is not meant to do that. PoE's not meant,
and I don't think that having free respecing would do that at all.
Probably not. So
it's
just a gold problem. They
let's
just need
put something in our game that makes it less fun. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm just not.
I get what you're saying.
I am.
It's an ARPG thing.
You know, our video on Arc Raiders, I got some flack on my perspective on extraction shooters, and maybe I'm just not a hardcore guy.
You're a convenience guy.
I'm a fun guy.
You can have fun and
fungi. Fun guy.
You've been playing so much PoE. You love PoE. There's a couple things you don't like about it. That's every game that exists. You're gonna find something you don't enjoy about it. So
I got a lot of flack from the Arc Raiders community because I'm new to extraction shooters, and I'm like, basically, you know, why in Arc Raiders, you know, they have that prestige, the reset system that's optional, but it wipes all your blueprints. And, And so I'm just like, in my opinion, I don't know. I feel like resetting is kind of an easy out for game developers to put that in as a way of like replayability. Like, oh, I'm not going to have very good progression systems because I won't need to, because I just have a reset mechanic. It almost seems to me, and again, I am a noob at extraction shooters, but it almost seems to me as a lazy way to have replayability in a game is just having a reset mechanic.
I don't think you're wrong. I think there's a lot more in depth into it, because in order to have so much replayability, it requires a lot more development. Because imagine how long it takes to make a video game, and Arc Raiders is a great video game, but they want people to play it for years, because that's just, you don't want to be done in 50 hours, you don't want to put it down. But some people love the game and they want a little bit of a progression. They love shooting. Shooting's fun enough, but if you add a way for them to continue to progress, because I did the same thing in Call of Duty. Most people, like I said, in Modern Warfare 2, they had the prestige system. You redo all your skins. You redo everything back to one, you build up again, and then it's just more of like a badge of honor. Like, look at me, I have prestige, I play a lot. I don't like the blueprint. We talked about this. I don't agree with that. But it's also, at the end of the day, people that play hardcore that game, they don't seem to care. So there's an audience for them that don't care, and that's meant for them, not us. We don't need the prestige. So I think there's a decent way to look at things where not everything is built for you. It's built for other people that think differently.
I do like the fact that Arc Raiders has that as optional.
Yeah.
Because unless they change the fact that you lose your blueprints, I'm never going to prestige.
Yeah, which means we don't need to. We're not going to play enough to probably do that anyway.
But also, I'm more of a casual where I'll play a shooter. I'll play a little bit of Sea of Thieves. I'll play some PoE2 when the season comes out. But I'm not like a one game guy. You know what I mean? So I'm not a hardcore one game player, and so maybe that's why it doesn't appeal to me, because the whole reset mechanic is like, oh wait, so all my progress is gone and then I have to do it all over again, and that's supposed to be fun.
It's meant for people that want to play the game infinitely. That's what it's meant for. And then if we're not those people, it's hard for us to criticize. I mean, we can criticize all we want because we're human beings and we have free will. And that's what we do on this podcast. But we also got to understand that there are people that want to spend thousands of hours on Arc Raiders. And to them, that's fine. Now they have a little bit of things to look forward to do again.
So here's my thought too, though. Why not develop a progression system that doesn't require a reset so that it appeals to all players? For instance, me. And also the people that want progression.
I mean, you can do that, but it's going to take a lot more time, a lot more money, and it's easier said than done, because now they have to think of significant more systems to keep the longevity going. There's a lot more in depth to that than just.
Another thing that we got flack for was my recommendation that they introduce a battle royale mode or a mode like it.
I'm still down for that.
And I got a lot of flack for that. And I know it's popular right now to hate on battle royales.
They're fun.
But I got people saying, it'd split the community between PvEers and PvPers, because I also suggested maybe having a PvE mode. And I just don't see that, because I feel like that would grow the community.
It would,
because there'd be more people coming to the game, as opposed to making it a more niche game. You'd say it's splitting the community, but really it's just reducing the community, because eventually a lot of the players are going to leave, and then only the hardcore players are going to stay. So introducing some of these other modes, like maybe a PvE mode or a battle royale mode, is not going to split the community. It's only going to help grow the community, in my opinion. All that being said, PUBG had no progression other than cosmetics. You could get some cosmetics or whatever, but we dumped 1,000+ hours into that game.
I bought 1,600.
Right. So I'm approaching that with my mindset, and then looking at Arc Raiders and seeing how an amazing game that is, and being like, why couldn't they have a mode in there that has so much replayability, for me at least? Because I'm not a reset
guy
type of guy. Like, I don't know why. It's just it doesn't appeal to me. Maybe I just haven't experienced the joy of it.
No, you have to put a lot of time into one specific game, and we don't do that. It's not for us. It's for other people that only play Arc Raiders, that play thousands of hours of Arc Raiders versus us who put 200 hours into Arc Raiders. We could put 1,000 hours into it if it was not a extraction shooter, because extraction shooters for us are not as replayability versus a BR. BR is, hey, boys are on, let's do a round, fun. You start from scratch, you build up, you die, you start again. With Arc Raiders, it's a progression roll, and then you hit a cap, and then people want to keep playing it, so they reset, and you do it again because they like the game. Our version is, why not have a simpler way for more casual players? Battle Royales are more casual than extraction shooters.
And they're a lot of fun, and they're popular for a reason. I know they get a lot of flack and a lot of hate, and it's popular to hate on them, but...
People just hate.
But they're fun.
Extraction shooter people will hate as much as they want,
yeah.
But there's more people that like BRs than extraction shooters.
Yeah.
And if Arc Raiders had an extraction, or had a BR mode, it would bring a lot more players, and it would actually increase the extraction shooter community, because they would play BR and they like the game a lot, and they would try a different mode, and they'd probably play that sometimes too.
And they might go back and forth. The extraction.
They would get into the extraction, right. But so many people hear extraction shooter and they think hardcore, lose all my stuff. I'm not touching it. Sad. Yep. So people, that argument's not valid. It's just butthurt people that just don't like BRs.
Well, even coming from somebody like me, who I put now about 140 hours into Arc Raiders. Mm-hmm. I'm fully maxed out on my level. I've upgraded all my workbenches. I've gotten pretty far with the game, and my interest in the game has peaked.
Yeah.
Like I want to play it with squads because it's fun, and I'll occasionally log on to try to get a blueprint, drop here or there. But it's kind of peaked for me. Yeah. I love the game a lot, but I'm not a hardcore extraction shooter guy. And as much as I've enjoyed Arc Raiders, if they did introduce some of these other modes like we've talked about, I would start playing it a lot more again. But
yeah. I mean, like, it's a perspective. So, I mean, like, people are always going to be stubborn. They don't think that's good. I don't think it would split the community. I agree with you. I just think it would grow it. Because extraction shooters naturally fall off faster. I mean, there's always the hardcore community that will never stop, and that's fine. That's what the game's for. But if you want your game to have more player base, that means more money for the game. That means more development. That means more options in the future. You want to have more replayability and more wider audience. BR is one of the biggest shooter audience, if not the biggest shooter audience, besides maybe just like, all free for all or co-op play on Call of Duty.
And Arc Raiders has such a good just gunplay, feeling, just immersion. Yeah. And a battle royale would hit hard, and they could do their own spin on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like they would be set up for it.
I think they would too. But I mean, like, if the studio's not going to do it, they're not going to do it. But
and that's fine. Yeah.
It's just going to be... We were just talking about it. We think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And if they did, we'd play. That's pretty much where we're at.
I'm just saying it would be a lot more playable hours for us.
For sure.
And if they don't want to do it, that's fine. It's kind of peaked for me, and that's okay.
So we got PoE coming out.
I still got a lot of hours out of it, and I still will occasionally play every once in a while if some buddies want to, But yeah,
good thing there's an infinite amount of games for us to play. So at the end of the day, if we're done with it, we're done with it. We got our money's worth. We're game bouncers.
Yep.
Except for some game, we do like to come back to a lot of games.
Yep. And I'm not bitter.
No.
I love Arc Raiders, and I can't help but see the potential. But at the end of the day, it's a good game, and it is what it is.
And also, this podcast is about talking about what could be and what we want. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you don't have to agree.
Yeah.
But that's what we talk about here. And we like to think, and we like to dream. And we like to talk about games and systems and things that could work and be cool.
Yep.
Maybe our takes are crap.
Yep.
They're not. But but yeah, that's what we do. And that's what we love talking about. We love talking about games, what we love about them, and what can change to make it better. And people disagree, that's great. That's what the comments are for. So
yeah,
that's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time and talk about video games.
Silly goose time, dude.
Silly goose time. Bound it, dude. We make good takes. People can disagree all they want.
They're probably bad takes, but there are takes. There are babies.
Well, if they're ours, they're good. That's the way I look at it.
I mean, I welcome people's... I would love to hear a good argument for...
Dude,
I welcome people's disagreements because I want to hear if I'm wrong. I haven't seen any arguments in the comments that have convinced me yet, but
it'll be fun, dude. If we get more popular, we can have a segment where we bring in people and that disagree and we argue.
Dude, that'd be great.
I love arguing about games
Yeah.
as long as it's like cordial and respectful and not like
man.
hating. That'd be so much fun.
The only thing I hate is when people are spiteful.
Yeah, I don't like.
There's
people
no need to be spiteful. We can have
healthy debate.
Yeah, we can disagree and have an intellectual conversation, adult conversations on this. We don't have to be adolescents anymore in the way that we approach people that disagree with us. We don't have to sit there and call them names and stupid and all this stuff. Just like, instead of that, how about you give me a good argument as to why you think you're correct and I'm wrong, and then I might change.
Yeah.
Because I try to approach things with a grain of salt. Be like, I could be wrong, but this is what I think. And maybe your argument will change my thought process.
It's possible.
But it won't change if you just call me stupid.
It's true.
In fact, it'll actually more solidify it, if anything. So
Kevin gets really offended because he kind of is a little stupid. So when you call him that,
wow, are you projecting?
No, yeah, I'm the stupid one. I don't know words. I don't know words.
But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. If you disagree with us, put it in the comments. Just give us a good argument as opposed to just
give us
being a doofus.
Yeah. Respectful. But unfortunately, gaming is a space where there is a lot of adolescents.
So that is true, but we can help those adolescents grow up.
We'll help them grow up a little bit. Have some hot takes and stuff. So, all right, well,
peace and love,
guys.
Dudeman Duos.
Dudeman Duos out.
Bye.